Usain Bolt's most viral moments on track and field. Usain Bolt has wowed the world so many times. These are the top 6 times the world heard about the awesome Usain Bolt. Number 1. Perhaps his most iconic moment, Usain Bolt got a chance in the Beijing Olympics in 2008, and here he had so much to do to entertain the crowd. After his showboating, he took his spot on the 3rd lane, ready to take on the 100 meters final race. Perhaps everyone expected that he would pull something spectacular, but nobody could have guessed how well he did it, despite looking like he did not give his all. The record holder, who had previously set a record of 9.72 seconds earlier, broke it at the final round and did it in spectacular style. Breaking his previous record, he set a pace of 9.69 seconds, and you could say he knew he was going to win, despite having started slow. On this day, Usain Bolt became known as the world champion, and specifically, the 100 meters race was only a tip of the iceberg. In the 200 meters race, Usain Bolt broke one more record. Number 2. Before he finished the race, the world record was set at 19:32 seconds. After Bolt ran the race, he beat the record with only 0.02 of a second, clearing past other sprinters to finish at 19:30 seconds. Prior to his 100 meters race, Usain Bolt was considered a 200-meter sprinter, and he only dabbled into 100 meters the year before the Olympic Games started. Perhaps he had enough under his belt to convince his coach to let him take on the spot, and he was allowed. That race made him popular around the world, but the 200 meters race cemented him as a legend in the hearts of everyone who witnessed that race. What made this race really interesting was the fact that the record was previously held by an American sprinter since 1996. Bolt faced a challenge from the presence of 2 finalists from the 2004 Games, the American Shawn Crawford, who had a gold medal, and the Mauritius Stefan Buckland, who finished 6th position. Experts have argued this point that Usain Bolt was the favorite because Justin Gatlin, who was the 2005 world champion, was serving a doping suspension, while Tyson Gay, who was 2007 world champion, suffered from hamstring injury. Back in 2004, Usain Bolt had struggled through injury and failed to make the quarterfinals. He was healthy in 2008, enough to set a world record, taking the win by a long margin and giving Jamaica their first win in the event since 1976. With this win, Jamaica was able to match Canada and Italy in the event for second most wins, after the United States, who held 17 wins. Number 3. At the Olympic trials in Jamaica, Bolt was already known as the country's fastest man, but someone took that title from him during trials. Johan Blake recorded a stunning upset over Usain Bolt, which made him claim the 100 meters crown in Kingston, Jamaica. Blake set an impressive record which seemed to ruffle Usain Bolt, and in his documentary, he admitted that he did not want to lose. During the trial, Johan Blake beat Bolt's 9.76 seconds record with 9.75 seconds, making him taste his second defeat in 2 years and first at his national home stadium. Bolt's start at that race proved to be his undoing, as he paid dearly for a sluggish start to the starter's gun. He finished second in a time of 9.86, with Asafa Powell third in 9.88. Not known for his brilliant start either, Blake, the world champion, got it spot on in the final, exploding from the blocks with only Powell ahead. Bolt lost both the 100 meters and 200 meters race to Johan Blake at the trials in Jamaica. However, heading into the Olympic Games in 2012, Bolt proved why he should be regarded as the greatest sprinter. He clinched gold for the 100 meters race final, despite starting slow out of the blocks behind Blake and the American Gatlin. His acceleration came with only 50 meters to go, and he won the race only 5 feet ahead of second-place Blake. With his win, Bolt broke his 2008 record of 9.69 seconds down to 9.63 seconds. In the 200 meters race, Johan Blake was not going to give up the chance for a good fight, and he indeed put up a good fight. In the race, there were 8 finalists from the 2008 Games, including Bolt. Winning the race made Bolt achieve something that had never happened in the history of the sport, and that was clinching the 200 meters Olympic gold medal twice, and his greatest contender was his fellow countryman, Blake. Perhaps Bolt felt comfortable knowing that he had already beaten Blake in the 100 meters race, which already made him a favorite. He won with 19.32 seconds, which coincided with the time he set when he broke the event's record in 2008. Till today, Johan Blake, who had a run time of 19.44 seconds, achieved status as the fastest non-winning time in history. Number 4. Usain Bolt is used to pressure, but the pressure of being a sprinter is absolutely different from being a footballer. And Usain Bolt learnt that lesson. He once got to play with the Borussia Dortmund team of Germany during a training session, and there he told reporters that he would love to do more with the team. It was indeed during this time, after his retirement from track, that he announced a clear interest to pursue a career in football. After his trial with Dortmund, Bolt said that he rated himself a good 7 out of 10 as a footballer, and that he needed to out in more work to get fit. His desire to play football landed him in Australia for the Central Coast Mariners. There he proved to be a decent forward after all, but did not last more than 4 years in the country. Afterwards, he claimed that had he known, he would have sought for clubs in Europe instead of going down to Australia. By the time he realized his age had made it too late for a remedy, do you think he would have made a decent footballer? Number 5. In the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, on the 11th of August, the Jamaican national team won the gold medal and broke their own world record of 37.04, which they set in the 2011 World Championship in athletics with 36.84. The Jamaican team was led by Nesta Carter, Michael Frater, Johan Blake, and Usain Bolt. Carter, who started the race, did not start well, and the United States' Trell Kimmins led the first 100 meters. Justin Gatlin took the baton from Kimmins and also took the lead for the second 100 meters. By the third changeover, the Americans clearly had a head start ahead of the Jamaicans. However, shortly after Johan Blake got hold of the baton, the race changed. He passed the baton to Bolt, and in the final 100 meters, Bolt did what he was known best to do: beat everyone on track hands down. Number 6. Once, Usain Bolt at his prime raced an urban metro in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Numerous spectators were gathered to witness how fast the sprinter could take on a moving bus. And as you might know, Usain Bolt, he did not back down from the challenge. Just like all the athletes stand on the starting line together, Bolt and the metro were standing on a starting line, waiting for the starters to give a green light. Apparently, both took a standing start, and the competition was on. Bolt started the race slowly and picked up the pace as he looked back to see the metro approaching. Turning towards the crowd, Bolt opened up his arms and asked for a cheer. Approaching the finishing line first, the Jamaican won the race in high spirits. Do you think Usain Bolt could have had a successful career in football? At least he did have a spectacular one in athletics. Let us know in the comments your favorite Usain Bolt moment.